So the first poem is called Cartoon Kids, and I'm gonna take you a little trip on my childhood. I used to watch cartoons as a child, using it as a means of escape, no escape rope. You see, my crystal was a maze. Fantasy entertainment, entertaining the entity in me, you see. I wasn't old enough for what reality shows. My reality showed that I was just a GMO product in an environment of pain. And every cartoon watched was an IV drip to my veins. There were no Pinky and the Brain dreams, no Ed, and Eddie schemes. Picture the scene that I've seen. Broken homes broke down my outer core. My self-worth was shaggy. And I didn't care much for what Scooby-Doo. You see, I had to be scrappy in order to fight for scraps. I was more in tune with my vulture than my culture, but that's what happens when you scavenge for survival. Chasing my ambition to just live was like Tom and Jerry. But just like Tom, I always felt deflated, defeated. The state of living should not be a state of living. But as a child growing up, I only ever saw what was in front of me. They say eyes are the windows to the soul. Look into my eyes back then and all you saw was TV static. Next to a TV screen that made light beams and took me to places where recess was more than just break time. More than just playtime. Does that mean I'm a Looney Tune and a maniac for thinking that reality was false? That cartoons made sense. I was so in tune to the tune of tunes that Cartoon Network to veil over my eyes. Depression seemed to Tinder swipe right and side swipe my inner head until my inner head shape stretched out. Hey Arnold. But I was still looking for that hey poet from anyone with a heartbeat. But you can't get that from the deceased, so I turned to DC cause I couldn't bear to marvel at me. I'm boiling over. I couldn't find myself in the steam. Where's my self-esteem? I felt like Chucky from Rugrats. And not because I had rats in my rug. You see, I was so low. When I was so low, those cartoons were appealing. Feeding my inner demons with fruity thoughts when I'm sleeping. Bananas in pajamas, they're coming down the stairs. Bananas in pajamas. Reality, I'm really scared. And I don't know how to break out. Took breaks in other people's home because I couldn't stand the breakage of my own home. I'm using my oven as more than just cooking. It's my central heating. I wasn't a vegan by choice. It's because I couldn't afford cow and chicken. Remember, I had to scrape for scraps. I blinked back every tear when I was in a tailspin. How do you know what you can't control? If you ever decided to talk to me, I'd reciprocate that with anger. Batman, I'll flintstone like pebbles and I'll bedrock man's head till I bam bam. Pressure press my points like pressure points to release was out of reach. I wanted to reverse grudge and crawl into the TV screen. The darkness was overwhelming. Because my freedom scattered like sesame seeds, whereas Sesame Street with Elmo was feeling more like Elm Street with Freddy, so closing my eyes wasn't an option. No more sinking into the sofa. Get out. It's not obscure for you to be a captain planet. Know that you have the ring of love all along instead of all alone. Those cartoons don't need you. They never watched you in the first place. Was it worth that square vision that tried to pop? Big man, I don't even like spinach. I said spinach is dirty, I can't even lie. But just know that the TV's finished. You don't have to watch cartoons the same way people see reality shows. Who gives a fuck what your reality showed? You got more options than problems. People, let's change that narrative. Be the narrator and not the character. Because once they stop drawing the characters, there'll be no more cartoons. But you'll still be here. And that's what your reality shows. Thank you.